I think I could figure out my seats. I have a college education. I'm like...
They legitimately said, I have a college education. What is this plankton?
I went to college!
Hey everybody, welcome to Call Time Theater Pod, where every role in theater matters. This is the space where we can talk about it all, where we can laugh, learn, and sometimes call out the chaos. So sign in on the sheet, cause it's call time. Hey everybody, my name is Marisa, Helene, Mast, and I am your hostess with the mostest. And today, my guest is someone who I truly believe that all ushers should be thanked like people in the military. I say thank you for your service every single time because it is a job that is truly, I will never say is appreciated enough, although I think we give them plenty of love. But we are here with usher extraordinaire, diva, theater lover, and fellow podcaster. We have Jennifer Lyn here. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Very happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. So since we're both happy to be here, let's take a look at what's going to be happening on today's show.
I won't mention who, but I know a lot of actors that will come out to stage door because they know a big fan of theirs is going to be there and they come out to actually meet them.
I would also just like to apologize to the usher who seated me at Hadestown because we arrived like very late.
Why he's opened up to me and let me do all these things, whatever, I don't know, because I'm so rude to him.
Oh my God, wasn't that great?
Yes.
Straightforward, to the point.
That's what I
love that.
That's what I do.
That's what we do. So, Jennifer, I have a question for you. In my heart of hearts, I truly believe that there is good theater cringe and bad theater cringe, and I would love to know what you would put in those categories.
See, I guess good theater cringe because I am one repeat attender.
Love.
You know? I mean, like, people think that it's weird. I don't think it's weird because, like, I'm using my own money.
Yeah.
I'm there at the show. I respect everybody. And I enjoy the show. So,
yeah.
What's the issue?
I didn't even know that it was an issue. So,
okay, people definitely get on my case about it, actually. It's
weird.
Very weird. Yes.
That's very weird. Okay, but so what's your bad theater cringe then?
Just theater etiquette in general. Please do not follow actors backstage. Please do not follow them home. Please don't. Just don't.
Oh my God. It shouldn't even be said. And yet it has to be. I
was watching Jessica Vosk's TikTok about that incident, and I was just like, I can't even explain what my face was doing.
Yeah.
When that happened. I just can't believe that this is still happening. This is not the first time. This sadly probably won't be the last time either. But
I identify them, put them up on a poster of every theater. Do not let this person in.
And they're just as bad as stage door.
Oh, we will talk about that for sure. And honestly, kind of transitioning that into the first part of our conversation, I was sent a hot take about ushers in particular that I feel you might find interesting. Due to the current state of audience etiquette and entitlement, ushers should be doing more to give themselves authority over audience members, even if it means throwing more people out and causing more of a fuss. So I take that as kind of like you should be asserting yourself more as an usher, even if it means you end up causing a scene. How do you feel about that?
I don't like to cause a scene during the show, like especially if somebody takes a picture, but we have to. We have to cause a scene because we don't want everybody else to follow suit. So we have to cause a scene. But ushers should do more. Ushers do so much that you don't even know about because you're happily watching the show and you're not seeing what we're doing. No. We're trying to keep the theater quiet enough for you guys and everything, so this way everybody can enjoy the show. I do wish we could kick people out, but sadly we don't have that authority. We have to get security, and it's unfortunately not our call. It used to be our call, but it's not our call anymore.
No. And so along the same line, I actually was going to talk about this before I received this hot take, which is I found a TikTok of this audience member who was actually at Beaches, who said that there was this person who was sitting in front of them. They were like an orchestra, like center orchestra, person sitting in front of them. And at intermission, a big chunk of people just like decided to move away from this guy. I don't I don't know where those people went, but they just moved away from him. And then during the show, this guy proceeds to, like, talk and mutter to himself, and then he takes out his phone, but his back camera is pointed towards the people sitting behind him, and like they weren't sure what was happening. Like, are we being recorded? Is he using his front camera to record the show? And so they like tried to move, and the guy kept following him with the back camera. So, but the one of the things that somebody said in the comments was, where were the ushers? Why aren't the ushers taking care of this? Why didn't they see this? And my initial thought was, well, an usher probably will see it. You're just not paying attention to what else, like who else has that perspective. But I don't know what happened in that situation, because that's where the TikTok ended. But what would you have done in that situation?
Well, see, normally, especially during intermission, we do look around at the audience, see if anything is going on, because sometimes like fights will break out at intermission.
Yeah, I've been there. I've seen it.
I'd rather happen at intermission than during the show, but
Yes.
that's another story. So personally, me, I would have gone over there and just be like, is there, like, can I help you with anything? Can I get you anything? Is there, anything that I can, do? Basically, just offer
Mhm.
help. And then see, and if it's a situation where he looks like he's doing something suspicious, you immediately go to your boss. You immediately go to your house manager. Security will come over and take care of the situation.
There you go. There you go. And I hate that I'm hearing more stories about similar things, but we will get into that. But until then, this is the part of the show where we would normally have an ad break, but I don't know if I have one yet for this episode. So until then, we're just going to sit here and stare at the camera. And we are back here at Call Time, a Theater Pod with Jennifer Lyn, who is an usher, and for Broadway shows and then some. But normally when I think of, I say this mostly as a bit, but normally when I think of Broadway, I don't necessarily think of the usher, but we all should be. We all should be. And so I would like to know, like, what drew you to ushering to begin with?
I didn't know you could get paid for seeing shows, so I was like, this is cool. So, and from just seeing shows over and over again, I got to know the house staff and everything. And I just asked one of the house managers, I was like, how can I become an usher? And they were like, well, it's really different than sitting in an audience and watching the show. And I said, I know what you guys do. I've talked to you guys. This is different for me. Filled out an application and got called. Went through training, and they're like, if you want to try this, you can try this. And that's been like 13 years.
13 years. Crazy. Because, like, is this something that you thought you'd be doing long term?
I didn't until I started doing it, and I was about a year in, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my retirement job.
That's the dream right there. I love that. I love that a lot. So, what if you are allowed to tell us, what was the first show that you worked?
I worked after midnight.
Oh, okay.
That was my first show. That was my very first show. And Fantasia Barrino was in it at the time. So getting to hear her and working show, I'm like, this work? What is this? I'm being entertained right now.
I love that. I love
Although
that
it is
a lot.
Preference is to, when you go around to all different shows like I do, preference is to work the show at least 3 to 4 times to get the gist of the show, because you're watching the audience. You're not watching the show. So you can glance.
Mm-hmm.
I know the show, like that's not supposed to be the line, or that's the line, like you hear the show. But as far as watching it, it's like, oh, I've never watched this scene. Let me kind of watch the audience, watch the audience. It's very hard to do.
Multitasking, it really is. Like, for someone with ADHD like me, it's really a test of commitment here. I'm like, oh, so many things are happening. What? Okay. But so, because you said you've ushered so many shows, do you do certain shows on certain days and then others on other days? Like, how exactly does your timeline work?
So it depends on the show's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Great Gatsby has a Thursday matinee.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like the usual Thursday. Tuesday's up in the air. I work also at 6 a lot, so they don't have Tuesday night. So there. And so like Tuesday could be like Hamilton or what have you. So it really just depends on the show schedules and
Okay.
what can fit. I do have some sort of staple shows where I'm like, Friday, I know I'm going to be here, or, you know, so.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. So what is something that people outside the bubble usually get wrong about your job?
I think we don't do anything except seat people.
And what is it that you do besides see people?
We point out where the bathroom is. That's a really, really big
That's
one.
important. That's
and telling
important.
people that there is no elevator in the theater. That's a big
Yeah,
thing.
we're here to get our cardio in. What do you?
Yeah. If you can't do cardio, you can't see a Broadway show. I'm sorry. They just don't realize that if there's like an actual problem, like if somebody had, you know, gotten sick during a show,
Mhm.
we're there with them. We'll take them to a quieter area in the theater, and then somebody else has to cover just in case, you know, something else is going on in the audience. And this is something that nobody sees because we don't want you to see it. We want you to watch the show and have a good time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's a million different things could happen. I was at a show and during walk-in, a lady fell down the stairs and that was a whole
Oh boy.
thing. And we had to like block one of the staircases and send people like around another way. And they're like, but my seat's up this way. And I was like, do you see this woman laying on the ground?
Yeah. Do you have eyes? Do you see that there is something bigger going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of things that happen on any given day. And you walk in, you're like, okay, this is going to be a great walk-in. No, okay, great.
I truly admire ushers. I really, really do. I've been an usher a few times. It is not a simple job. You guys are doing a lot more than people understand. I would also just like to apologize I'm saying it to you because you're like my representative for ushers right now, but this is specifically to the usher who seated me at Hadestown because we arrived like very late and we were sitting in the nosebleeds and we were like the front row of the nosebleeds too, and we had to we like blocked a big chunk of view for a little bit and we're causing a scene because I felt really bad because she was a little annoyed, but mostly because the person I was with was like kind of making a big deal over the fact that like, well, you should be seating us. And I'm like, stop it. They are. Stop it. So I would just like to you, I'm sorry. And to that poor usher at Hadestown, I'm sorry.
There are a lot of people that do well, I paid for my seat. I should sit down now. And it's like, they are singing. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot seat you right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the last thing I would want to be is a disruptor of the actual reason we are all here. And speaking of which, you know, we were talking about this at the beginning of the episode too, but I think we can name more than the fingers we have of how many unfortunate incidents have happened recently with audience behavior and entitlement and things like that. Things can get pretty extreme these days. Notably, the ones that I'm thinking of are like the person who was throwing something at the stage at Book of Mormon, thinking of Mamma Mia when people were just singing and the guy freaked out at intermission. When I went to go see Company at intermission, a fight broke out as well. And so with all of these things, are there new protocols set in place to kind of deal with all of this? How has this affected your job?
Well, after the pandemic, everything changed. The entitlement became more we think we're in our living rooms, that people are just going to sit in the boxes and at intermission decide to take off their shoes and clip their toenails, you know, stuff like that. So we have like more like, especially like in intermission, there's more security on each level. So this way, in case like, you know, people, they roam around more often. This way, in case something does happen in intermission, we can get to it rather quickly.
What are some of the weirdest and or stupidest things that you have seen someone try to do in an audience?
Well, a stupid thing is they just assumed that because I was an usher, I didn't have a college education. But yeah, they literally, like, I think I could figure out my seats. I have a college education. And I'm like,
they legitimately said, I have a college education. What is this plankton?
I went to college.
That's really dumb.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well then you have fun. And then I had to reseat them because they sat in the wrong seats.
Ain't that always the case?
Always, always. The weirdest, gosh, I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but I will anyway. So I won't say what show I was at, but I was at a show ushering with one of my friends, and everything's going great. We're handing out playbills, we're showing them people to their seats. This man comes up to us after we had sat him, and he was like, I need help with my underwear. We were like, so the restroom is over there. We cannot help you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I was like,
On bikes.
Because at first we was just like, what do we say to this?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is
I mean, what would you have
absolutely
done in that situation?
crazy. Same. I mean, I probably would have been like, oh, well, the bathroom, yeah.
It's over there.
Nurse, anyone a nurse here?
Exactly. Like,
my
we don't have a
gosh.
call button here, thank you, but
Want to talk a little bit about, you say you are a repeat attender when it comes to shows. What is the show that you have seen the most?
Rock of Ages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I got to see that actually by accident. Because my mom and I had tickets to go see The Miracle Worker. And we get to the theater and the show decided to close before it opened. And so we're like, oh, guess we're going over to TKTS and see what we can do. And it was either Rock of Ages or Next to Normal. And we were going to go see Next to Normal, but I put up a little bit of a fit because a friend of mine, who is no longer a friend of mine, was like, don't see Next to Normal without me. And so we saw Rock of Ages instead. And honestly, fire time. That was so much fun. We were like fifth row orchestra for that.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. How many times have you seen that?
It's in the 80s, 80 something. I don't know the exact number, 80 something. And it's because of a certain now leading man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's a show that you didn't expect to like so much?
Not so much not expected to like, just went in because it was back in the day when the lotteries were in person.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you were able to run to multiple lotteries and lose all of them. And
yeah, at least with dignity in person. Yeah.
Exactly. At least I was able to walk away in person.
Yeah.
So we were happened to be by Schubert Alley, and Memphis was playing at the time. It was like 5 minutes to curtain. We bought tickets, not really knowing about the show, not really reading, because I like to go into shows blind. We bought tickets. We sat down. And by like the second song, I'm like, oh my God, I love the show. We must come back. And we went back 24 times.
Yes. I love that so much. Because when you said repeat attender, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done repeat attendance. And I'm like, yeah, I saw Something Rotten twice. I saw Gentleman's Guide twice. I saw Great Comet twice. Girl, you beat me. But like, I love that you get the opportunity to do that. That's so special. And like,
I don't count the shows that I usher.
That's even better. That's even better because you're genuinely having like the ultimate Broadway experiences on both sides of the coin. Like, that's so freaking cool. You lucky duck. And so with that, we said this would be inevitable, but you happen to have a very special friendship with someone who, I mean, I don't really think I can like throw a rock and not hit a fan of his. I'm paying for all of their medical bills. But let's talk about
two-time Tony nominee.
Two-time Tony nominee. Lovely human in the cream cheese himself, Mr. Jeremy Jordan.
Yes, it's Jeremy Jordan.
Why that became a big thing again, I don't know.
Me neither, but I think it's so hysterical.
I think it's because of his younger fans, and they were probably like in diapers when that happened. I don't know, but
probably. His digital footprint is wild.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, honestly, though. So, for those who may not be aware, how on earth did this friendship blossom?
A friend of mine took me to see Rock of Ages. The first time I really didn't like it. I was like, and then they were doing something like special after the show. The band Styx was performing like a new song. After the show, they were doing like some special promotion, obviously, because the show features like their songs as well. She was like, let's go back for that. And I was like, all right, fine. We go back. just happened to be the night that Jeremy made his debut. And he made his debut in the lead role.
Stellar.
He walked on stage, he opened his mouth, and I was like, oh my God, this guy can sing.
Yeah.
And I went to the stage door to tell him he was going to be a big star, and I was right.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. That's fantastic. And so you guys just like kept in touch?
I
Like,
kept going to the show because he was a swing, so he went on for multiple roles. Like he went on for Franz, he went on for Joey Primo. He's
oh
in
my
the
God, him as
ensemble. He
Franz.
was in the vocal booth. Oh yeah, my gosh, him as Franz was something. Was definitely something. If anybody has seen Rock of Ages, they know what character we're talking about. Just imagine Jeremy as Franz. Yeah.
Yep.
So because he was a swing and he did these multiple roles, I went when he was on. And I had my favorite roles that he was on for, which was true. Because it's the lead.
Cause yeah.
Yeah. And it just kept going. He did Summer in the Square. He did Bryant Park. So I went to like all these things that he did, and like even like the compilation shows where they would sing one song and everything. So I would just go, and he'd just be like, "Oh, cool, you're here again." And I'm thinking like, oh, he thinks I'm a weird fan. But then I kept going, follow him over to West Side Story, Bonnie and Clyde, the Newsies, then Bonnie and Clyde again, then Newsies again. By the time Newsies rolled around on Broadway, I was like, you're so busy. I was like, I should really just keep, like I kept asking him if I could take the website off of his hands because he did his own website at the time.
Oh, I did not know that actually.
Yeah, he's had the website since college, actually. And he's maintained it himself.
Love.
And I was like, let me just do it. And he was like, oh, do you think you could do better? And I was like, no, I know I can do better.
Mm.
And then I gave him this little mock-up of what I would do. And he's like, oh, this is phenomenal. And I was like, that's like literally what I said. So ever since Newsies, I've been running his website.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. That's insane, actually.
Yeah, why he's opened up to me and let me do all these things, whatever, I don't know, because I'm so rude to him.
It's the best kind of friendship when you're just able to be rude to each other. I love it. Shout out to the meanest friend I have. You know who you are. That's so wonderful. And like, it's so great because I see your posts about him and like the obvious cherished friendship you have. It's very refreshing because I unfortunately also think of like parasocial relationships with Broadway people and how people have abused that. I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this. Because if you want to connect with the artists that you love, what advice would you give to someone who wants to do this in a way that isn't parasocial and wants to genuinely form this kind of working relationship friendship?
Now I think it's easier because a lot of people are Instagram and they check their DMs and stuff like that. I mean, like just like DM them. And I know, I won't mention who, but I know a lot of actors that will come out to stage door because they know a big fan of theirs is going to be there, and they come out to actually meet them. So I've heard stories like that from the actors themselves. So so that's cool. So it really just depends on the actor. Some actors don't want that, and if they don't, you have to respect that.
Yes.
See, me and Jeremy connected like way before like, Twitter was the big thing back then.
Yep.
Twitter and Facebook were the thing. We were like Facebook friends in the beginning, and just from going to the show, it's a lot easier for me. I'm New York based, so it's a lot easier for me to just hop on the train, and go see somebody. But I would say start with a DM. You admire their work and just see where it goes from there. Really, I thought that I would follow his career from the outside. Just, like look at waving through a window, just looking in from the outside and just like admiring his work and everything like that. But he was kind enough. He's probably one of the most kindest and loyal people that I know.
Oh, Jeremy, we love you.
And goofiest.
He's a silly goof. I feel like he's also just like an adorable dork. And, again, that's why you're rude to him, because when dorks start dorking, they need to know.
Well, everybody is always like, oh my gosh, how do you like even like keep a straight face? Gosh, he's so hot. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, oh.
You can see past that.
I don't think of him like that. I just because like now he's like my little brother now, so it's like ew.
I think it's also because you manage his website. You had managed his website, so like you have all the insight, and you look at pictures of him so often. It's like, all right, I'm not phased.
It's like, that's just Jeremy.
It's just Jeremy. I love that for you a lot. This is the last question I will ask about Jeremy. Do you know if he likes the cream cheese meme? Like, is he okay with this?
We haven't discussed it, but I can't see why he wouldn't. Like, I don't think he cares either way, honestly.
Beautiful. And as a big fan of his, you know, I appreciate.
I know it's like big on TikTok. He doesn't do TikTok. I could just imagine him like showing because I could just see him scrolling TikTok and be like, how many times am I going to be in the cream cheese?
All right, now that's the question for all of you out there. How many times is Jeremy Jordan going to be in the cream cheese? Put in your answer in the comments below, and we'll find out. Alrighty, everybody, it is time for that time. Yes, that time of the podcast where we do the thing where I know it's your favorite because I hear you whispering. It's my favorite, Marisa. It's my favorite. And I say, great, now come out of my closet and tell me to my face. Okay, we're on the same page here. I just come out from under my bed and tell me to my face. And what I'm talking about is the green room games. Today's game we're going to be doing is an actual classic one from season 1 that I'm bringing back because I forgot about it. And we're going to be doing Scene Stealer, which is basically where, Jennifer, you are going to take a show of your choice. And, you know, we actually have a phrase for this now. You are going to schmigadoon yourself into this show. And I would love for you to enlighten us with how your presence, you as Jennifer Lyn, your presence would affect the plot of the show itself. So what show have you chosen?
All right, so let's go with the show that I've attended a lot most recently, which is The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Because I think we could do a lot with this show. There's so many different things. I'd probably find my way in to try to be Gatsby's party planner because I think he could probably use some help with that, right? I mean,
just a tad.
Just a little bit. Be like, they'll love me like there's no tomorrow. Do we have to play it every single time? Maybe choose another song, you know.
Throw the cha-cha slide in there, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just a little bit. But I would probably at the point, and if nobody has seen The Great Gatsby or read The Great Gatsby, I'm sorry. But spoiler alert. The point where they go to the plaza and Daisy and Jay are going to follow Tom, Nick, and Jordan to the plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going to the plaza, they should have just left. Gatsby wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Daisy wouldn't have to be miserable with Tom.
Yep. Yes.
You know? They could have just went to go grab Pammy and that's it. And they would just, that's
Done.
it.
Done. End of
End of story. There we go.
And everyone lived happily ever after with the green light shining upon them in happiness and blah, blah, blah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think that would definitely steal the scene there. I think you have successfully stolen that scene. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So to kind of wrap up our time here, I wanted to kind of hand this over to you, Jennifer, because like I mentioned before, you are a fellow podcaster. So tell us about your podcast and where people can find it and what people can do to help support you in your endeavors.
Thank you. So it's called At This Performance Podcast. I named it because I love understudies. Understudies are my thing. If an understudy is
lifeblood.
Yeah. If understudies are performing, I am most likely seeing the show. I started it during the pandemic, late in the pandemic, because I would just get together during the pandemic on Zoom, like everybody else did, with actors that I knew, and we would just like chat about stuff. And I'm like, wait, we should just kind of make this a podcast. It's like, what have I been doing this whole 18 months? So decided to start the podcast. The first episode that I recorded was with my my good friend Sam Harvey, who at the time we didn't know each. We've known each other for like 2 months the first time that we recorded. But it was so successful, I decided that he should be my yearly co-host for my anniversary episodes, which my anniversary is coming up in July. My 5-year anniversary is coming up in July.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I do episodes like whenever I can. I don't even have like a schedule just because of my work schedule and being at the theater, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Kind of
like,
busy.
exactly, being a one-woman show, as you know. So,
Yep.
right. So you can go to the website at thisperformancepodcast.com. There's a place where you can contact me there, or you can just email at thisperformancepodcast@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram on at thisperformancepodcast.
The podcast is fantastic. I'm a big fan, and I am excited to send it all out to all of you because all of that information is going to be on screen and in the description box below. Jennifer, I can't believe that we are coming to the end of our time here together. Time is truly a social construct, but this is not the end of our conversations by far. I am so happy to have had you here today, though.
We can attend a show together.
Yes,
Let's pick a
please.
show and we'll keep going.
Oh my gosh. There's the off adventure. This is the the side quest that I've been longing for. I'm ready.
It could be a new web series.
Oh my god. Yes. And then we just don't tempt me. I already have 4 other projects I want to do. But
Project number 5.
yes, lucky number 5. And we just choose a show and we say, Jeremy, should we see this? And he just pops up with, we just have pre-record of him saying yes or no. And it doesn't matter what we actually say.
I'll get those pre-records tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Awesome. So we'll get to work. How does 9 a.m. sound for our first meeting?
Good.
Great. Awesome. Well, hey, y'all, we got some good things in the works here. So, Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank all of you out there in Living Land for signing in on the call sheet and tuning into Call Time, a Theater Pod. My name is Marisa Helene Mast. You are the audience. Bye-bye now.
This podcast was made possible through the support of viewers like you. Thank you.